Peace, 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 peace. What's going on, world? Welcome to another Substantial Weekly. Clap it up, clap it up. Good to see everybody here. As you can see, we got somebody hiding out in the back.
What up? What up, fam? How y'all doing out there?
Yeah, man. For my OG viewers, you already know, man. We got my man Sherm in the house. Sherm the Barber.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Just here for a quick cameo, man. Just ain't seen y'all in a minute, and I heard he was doing the live. I was like, yeah, let me stick around just for a quick what up. And I just boosted the value 20-fold just by showing this beautiful face.
What's going on, man? Yo, hey, shout out to C Cruz up in here. He says, peace, everybody. Joshua McGee, what's going on? Soul Tiger, peace, peace. Early Bird, clap it up for my brother Early. Yeah, man. Yeah, Joshua McGee was like, is that my boy Sherm?
What's up? Hey, yeah, I do remember.
Yeah,
that.
man.
What's going on, man?
Yeah, man. Listen, he done added on to his tribe. They got another beautiful baby in the house.
Congrats.
Yeah,
congrats.
yeah.
I think he was having
He has another daughter and stuff, but like I think he got custody.
Pregnant or something when
maybe for the later joints.
Yeah.
Maybe because they had the baby recently. The baby's only a couple months old, so it wasn't. I think he came on the show in the chat was saying how he got custody of his oldest daughter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Josh, we out here talking about your whole business. I mean, granted, we've talked about it on the show, but yeah, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, shout out to Early once again, Uncrowned Otaku.
Another one. What up?
Namu, that's Nair, you know what I mean? Nephew Nair, Shamar, yeah. What up, Nair? Who else we got in here? Green Face Kid is up in here. He was in the chat first, holding it down. And then
you don't get any prizes for being early, people.
Sorry. Joshua says, how you been, Sherm?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Same as you, just doing the family thing, man. Just trying to keep things moving forward, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. He said Joshua replied to what you were saying earlier. He was like, that's not me, laugh out loud. Yeah, he did confirm the custody thing. Yeah, he was saying, yep. But and shout out to David, man. Good to see you up in here. I think you met David before too. He was at the Salt and Pepper video shoot. Yeah, man.
Was he the one with the shirt that made me change my shirt?
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
I do remember that guy, my arch nemesis.
Right.
I'll see you soon, brother.
But yo, man, hey, peace to everybody, man. Happy Friday, man. Whole lot going on. Sure, dropped by because we had a video shoot, the last scene of Salt and Pepper music video. Can't wait for y'all to see it when it's done.
A hell of a treat. If y'all like Substantial's videos, like, no shade to anyone that has ever shot a Substantial video, but this is epic. Like, this is the video. This shit is gonna be dope.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's the word that has been used a lot when I've showed people the roughs is cinematic. Everybody says,
that's
it's probably the most cinematic music video I've done. Definitely required. It was the longest shoot I've done. Like, we started shooting this back in June, right? That was when we did the first joint. I think it was June.
June?
Yeah, bro. It was like first or second week of June because it was a second week because of Crescendo. Yeah,
jeez.
Yeah. We started shooting this video in June, and then had to do some reshoots at Crescendo again with like a smaller amount of people a couple weeks after, and then like we were trying to get things worked out for the barbershop scenes, and it's funny. I recommended Sherm Shop first. Then we talked to, I briefly talked to one of Early's homeboys, and then we had looked at a couple other joints, and folks were just kind of giving the runaround. And so I was like,
circle moment.
You know what I mean? So yeah, we end up going back to the man, the myth, the legend himself, But said, glad y'all confirmed I'm one of the oldest OGs up in here. Oh, you already know, man. You already know, Josh. Yeah, man. Can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait for y'all to see it. But yeah, I haven't seen the new edit yet, but put it this way, man. The old edit that we had was so good that for a while, I was just like, hey, man, if we don't get these barbershop scenes, I think we might be okay. You know what I mean? But after seeing like just a couple of quick glimpses at what they caught, Yo,
Grandma's had me cutting hair in the dark.
yeah, pretty much, man. It's gonna look so good, man. It's gonna be dope.
I'm interested to see what I look like in a cinematic lens, filter. Like man. It's gonna be cool, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be super dope, man. Tommy Hackett says the legend Sherm. Yeah, man. Shout out to all the OGs up in here. Says one time we need that what Sherm sipping on and which kicks he has on.
Not sipping on nothing. It's too early.
In the day.
And the kicks is at the door.
Yeah, you know. But what I can get from you before you get out of this joint, man, is we can talk briefly about this J. Cole joint.
Yeah, oh yes, absolutely.
Okay, all right, cool.
At least another 50. I can give another.
Yeah. So Early said mouth feels.
Oh, come on, man.
Yo.
That's still one of my favorite words, Early.
If you know, you know.
Right, if you know, you know.
Yeah, man. Mouth feels is hilarious. Oh my God, yo. But shout out to everybody in the chat who don't get the reference. It's just like, why are they here talking about mouth feels? But yo, so
please don't leave. Please don't leave.
It's not what you think. It's not what you think.
Where did this just go?
Right. Like, I don't like where we are right now. Yo. So
now you're probably like, Mom!
Right. Yo, man. Hold on. We put this up. Yes, Early always with the jokes. Yo. So yeah, man. So as y'all know, J. Cole dropped a new joint. What's it called? Ports something.
Port something. That's all I
yeah.
From
Somebody in the chat help us out before I butcher this joint. You know, sound. Is it
Portofino?
It's close. I feel like you're in the ballpark, but they're gonna help us in the chat so we don't look crazy, because I'm not gonna search it because I'm trying to bring up something else in the meantime. But yeah, man, the joint dropped. There's a whole lot of commentary around it. Before I update you with all the stuff I gotta update you with, let's definitely talk about that for a quick minute. So what was it? Basically, oh man. Oh, once again, someone in the chat, let me know the name of the J. Cole joint. I'll put it up on the screen once we do it. Did I get on? Did he chat? Yo, thought it was. Hey, yo, Tommy, you funny, bro. Yeah. Hey, what up, Warpath, man? Good to see you up in this joint.
Yo, what up, Warpath?
Yeah. So right now,
OGs.
Yeah, for sure, man. So
Port Antonio.
There it is.
Portobello.
Right. But yeah, man. So the Port Antonio joint from J. Cole dropped. Got a lot of people talking. A lot of people got thoughts, feelings, this, that, and the third. Sherm, we get a quick reaction from you. How are you feeling about this new J. Cole song?
So, I will say this is not my favorite J. Cole feature. Only because of the space that it exists in. It's not his first song coming off the Drake-Kendrick beef, but it is the most involved of the singles that he's released. I like it, but it's at times it comes off a little more explanatory than it needs to. But the fact that he took he took the route that he took, which I think was the best route. He got assassinated along with his man. But I don't think there's a reason. I don't think there's a reason for him to explain it. I feel like he was overdoing. He did his Cole thing. Like I was saying to you, Stan, I feel like Cole does a good job of he exists right in the middle.
Right.
He shows that he has respect for the shitty artists, but he can rap with the greats.
Sure.
But he kind of just decides to exist right there in oblivion.
Right.
I'm not going to get too close to the greats because I don't want my food eaten, and I'm not going to dumb myself down too far because I don't want to be considered a shit artist.
Right.
So he exists right there in the middle. So this is a song that is perfect for what he does. But I feel like at this point I might be a little good on those. I'm not going to say the N word. I was going to. You guys haven't seen me in a while, so I'm gonna keep my language. Nice and G.
Right.
But this niggas can just rap, man. Just rap, dog. You're great at rapping. Just rap. Don't apologize. Don't like this whole thing where he has to mend the fence. Oh, Drake did a lot for me. And all right, cool, dog. But just rap. Nobody cares anymore, man. Nobody cares. Just rap.
I think, piggybacking on that last point, I think part of the reason why he does that is because of the whispers around social media and stuff. And a lot of these content creators have been implying that Drake might be coming for Cole next or something like that, and folks have been. I know that, but like I think he's been seeing some of what a lot of us been seeing online, where people are trying to pit them two against each other now. You know what I mean? This light skin on light skin violence. Nobody wants that. You know what I'm saying? We supposed to be brothers. Like nobody wants that. So
lotion and hair grease everywhere.
You know what I'm saying? Terrible. No Diddy. But yeah, man. It's crazy. Speaking of Diddy, it's crazy. Those two dudes, like Drake and J. Cole's run-ins, with Diddy. Because Diddy slapped Drake, if I'm not mistaken.
And then Cole got into a
fight. Yeah, got into a scuffle. So like, it's just crazy.
It's really
the
degrees of separation from Mr. Combs are strange.
Yeah, I mean,
strange.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But let's
we could go down a rabbit hole, but that's not what we're here for today.
Yeah, for sure. J. Cole might need to make his version of Check My Resume. Right. Oh man. Yeah, remember Pete Rock's advice to come and just rap. Yeah, I mean, I think I'll say this. I said this back when Cole did the apology.
On stage.
Yeah. I didn't have a problem with the apology. Of course, I think just kind of this is me tapping into the youth worker in me. Because I've spent so many times like mediating situations between people, like both students and adults, both students and like police officers and stuff. Like, there is nothing wrong with admitting that like maybe you made some wrong decisions along the way and then saying that. But what I have not liked about Cole throughout all of this is this victim stuff, man, where he acts like he's gotten dragged into something that he didn't kind of stoke the flame a little bit. You know what I mean?
Through with the burner, say, "Oh, we shooting?
Yeah,
we shooting?
So like,
we brought a gun."
And I'm not talking about like one particular lyric. It's just like what it is in this rap thing. And I saw someone say this morning. I think it was FD Signifier. He was talking about like how in rap, like what rapper doesn't talk like they're the best, right? And while I heard what he was saying, I actually listen to probably way more rap music than most people, right? Sherm is right there with me, probably listen to more music than me. And I can tell you straight up, I listen to a lot of rap. Not every rapper does that. And anybody that tells you most rappers do that, right?
I'm trying to think of who does.
I mean, a lot do come at you like I'm the best, blah blah blah.
I thought you were talking about the apologetic side. Yeah.
That is a common thing. But to say that like it's just the expectation that all rappers do it, I don't think that's an accurate statement because I listen to enough rap to know that not every rapper does it.
When you think it's true.
Yeah.
When you really think that you in your bag.
It ain't a bunch of like super mediocre rappers like out here saying that. And we all know that there are a bunch of super regular, mediocre, mid-ass rappers in the world. And a lot of them aren't doing that. They might be flexing on other things like monies, girls, this, that, and the third. But they're not out here saying they are the best rapper all the time. So Cole, on the other hand, the reason why I bring this up is because for me, the apology, what I said months ago in New York and C. Cruz, I think you might have been in the audience. Hey, hold up, one quick moment. We got to shout out Marcus D. Marcus D in the business. I mean, Marcus. And he out here in the chat. Darling. Shout out to people who seen Boomerang and then you get the reference. Make sure y'all check out Marcus D's new album called The Keeper. It's out right now. Got One Below on it. Got me on it. He also has Spin Master A1 on there. And what's the homie name from Clear Soul Forces? Novelist is on there too.
I heard that joint. I meant to ask you about that joint because I heard it popped up on my in the playlist
okay.
I was like, oh, this joint is Marcus and Novelist.
That's man. Dope. Marcus says, "What up, sure?"
Yeah.
Yo, so but the point I made months ago when Cole first said what he said, and this is the point I always tried to make when I would mediate situations between people. It's like, yo, there's nothing wrong with apologizing, but just recognize the fact that what you're apologizing for, you need to understand what it is you're apologizing for and making sure that, yo, you pretty much don't walk down this path again. And part of how we got here is him on every verse being, not every verse, but a lot of verses being like, I'm the best dude out here. He literally has said on multiple, he's invited the smoke on multiple occasions, right? He's said this in bars. Go ahead.
You know what? You know what it is? He's inviting the smoke, but he's inviting the smoke of the dudes below him.
Yo, so now Pete, I'm gonna say something that Blacklight, my man Micah Blacklight said to me early on when we first met. This is like before I meet Nujabes. One of the things that he said to me, he was like, "Bro, I like what you do, and you're nice." But I'm gonna need you to stop doing diss tracks for imaginary whack rappers, right? He was like, when you do your battle rhyme joints, rhyme like you coming at people who really nice, right? Because like if you coming at subpar people, then of course you gonna sound. It ain't hard to be better than those people. But like he was like, man, you'll start stepping it up more when like you're writing with certain people in mind, right? Like. When I write certain joints, like he just heard something I just did for J Soul and Wordsworth new joint. And like, man, like Wordsworth is I don't care if none of y'all here know who he is. And if you don't, man, you need to do something about that. Wordsworth is like, has one of the greatest pens in this culture, in this genre of rap music, man. Words is nice. He probably has never really been talked about as like that. Like when these big conversations happen and they throw in their top dudes. But like in terms of indie hip hop, if you know about Wordsworth and his name does come up, like, yo, he's one of the nicest, man. That dude's been nasty without always making songs about him being nasty with it.
Though he has.
Yeah, though he has.
Crazy.
And round bouts, you can dial 9 just to get a line out. Yo, that dude been nice forever. He's like, those are similes. Stop mixing the two. An asshole, no talent. That's a metaphor, description of you. Yo, Word's been nice forever, bro. Forever. And fun fact, he was on the second to last Tribe Called Quest album. So look that up. But yeah, man, legendary rapper. Anyway, so yeah, doing that particular joint, because I'm on the track with him, and it's a J Soul beat, I greatly respect both of these dudes. I could have got this verse back to J Soul months ago when he sent it to me, but I was like, yo, when I sit down to write this, I want to be locked in, and I have not been locked in writing wise since I was in Japan, right, with Marcus. So that's what took me so long to get the joint back to them. But I mean, he can testify, like, you can tell I'm writing a certain way and rapping a certain way because I know who I'm next to right now. You know what I mean? And so the advice my homie gave me years ago was like, yo, you need to write like that all the time. Write like you coming for the best. Now back to J. Cole. There's a quote. It's a quote from Vision in one of the Avengers movies where Vision says, our very presence invites challenge, right? So out the gate, him being one of the top selling artists, being one of the bigger artists, out the gate, people gonna come for you, right? But then if you throw in the mix that you talking like you want the smoke, you know what I mean? You should not be surprised when Bama start trying to burn down the building. And you know,
in response, I think what the real problem is, I think there may be a chance that Cole doesn't necessarily know how to he doesn't understand the decorum of the whole battle atmosphere, like when you battling a friend, how to actually do that. Because when he did when he was going against Kendrick, like it was just a bunch of fabricated bullshit.
Yeah,
and there's a way to do it to where you're like, yo, I just want to sharpen your edge right quick, so I'm gonna say something
Right.
that that's it, that you can, that is not derogatory, but it's a diss. It is a diss, but it's a it's kind of a surface level, just skim your skin kind of diss.
Basically what Kendrick did.
Exactly.
Yeah, like that was the perfect example of, hey man, here's a way to come for these dudes without making it deeply personal, right? Without like me like lying, still being creative, being clever with the wordplay, all stuff that Cole does very well.
He's a hooper. Athletes should understand how to do that. Like if we were playing ball against each other, I want to destroy you. I'm gonna talk trash. I'm gonna call you out your name. To a certain extent, it's gonna get right there. I'm gonna get right there to the edge where it's like, oh man, this dude is getting under my skin. But it's friendly competition. It's like Cole it's like he doesn't understand that part. And it's like, dude, you play ball, so you should understand. Like, you take little jabs and you keep it moving.
Yeah, and I think, and it's one of those things, like, I feel like, as you mentioned before with the over-explaining, man, like, I think a lot of that was damage control, you know what I mean? Like, based on where he sees the conversation going now. But, like, man, he's nice enough where it's like, first of all, you trying to explain to us that just because you bowed out of the battle doesn't mean you ain't nice, doesn't mean you couldn't handle it. If you, like, I think anybody who really loves this dude's music and knows he's nice, we all know that, fam. So it's like, I mean, the one thing that was really, really clear is that he's talking to a very specific part of the audience, of the onlookers, right? Like the passive listeners, I guess, and the people who really just, they want bloodshed, they want blood sport, blah, blah, blah. But like, make it clear, man, listen, like, I don't want violence in the streets, but I enjoy a great boxing match, fam. You know what I mean? I don't want violence in the street, but it doesn't mean I do not appreciate violence when it's displayed a certain way, right? And I think that's most of us, right? Like, you don't want an actual fight to happen like right in front of you or whatever if you just chilling, but that doesn't mean if you're flipping through channels and an action movie you like is on, that doesn't mean you're not going to sit and watch that. And largely that's what most battles are, right? Like, it's not always ending in someone getting hurt. And so I think playing up that part of it, I'm sure there was people on both sides. Sound like Trump right now. I'm sure there were fine people on both sides who were like, hey man, just say the word, cuz, say the word. You know what I mean? I'm sure they all got that. But I also know that these dudes are real rappers. They are real MCs. And you know how this goes. You don't have to listen to all the noise. You could just do what you already were doing. Cole could have just did what he already has been doing real heavy for the last however many years. He always been inviting that smoke. So again, just my point is, as I said months ago, I still feel like that now because there's little lines that he put in the mix that still feels like, yo, like, don't get it twisted. Just because I ain't want this, don't mean I still ain't nicer than all these dudes. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Talking to the youngins, man.
Yo, just rap about, like, yo, look, there's so much to talk about. There's so much in his personal life, and that's why I just really want this album to come out already. I'm tired of, like, I feel like
what is it?
The fall off.
Yeah.
I feel like, man, we're getting a lot of filler from him, and it doesn't really display how great he is. For example, I came up as a battle rapper. I know that I've been fighting the urge for a while to do like a mixtape where it's really just punchline wordplay stuff, no real concept, just rapidy rap stand without caring about a concept for a record. Just give you 10 to 15 joints of me blacking out. I've been fighting this urge for almost 10 to 15 years. I've been thinking about it, right? Because of course there's a part of me, because I rap, that wakes up some days and like, man, I rap better than all these. That's how I feel some days, right? But there's another part of me that there's more important things to me. So there's other subject matter I talk about. Even in the joint that I just played for him, there's a lot of clever wordplay and slick talk and all of that, but there's a lot of substance too, right? And without being like I'm the greatest every few bars. So I get that need to do that. But I think, man, there's so much that doesn't get explored in rap music, that doesn't get explored sometimes in hip hop culture, that like, bro, like, and he's good at doing it. It's like, yo, just go do that. Just go do that. And so maybe some would argue, even what he's doing right now is something we don't see all the time. So I can respect that. And I would say there is some truth to that. We don't see people reflecting so heavily on a decision like the one he made, right? And the apology. This is not stuff we're accustomed to. And him sending the olive branch out through rhyme, right? Like, as opposed to, you know what I mean, like off camera, blah, 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 or with the mic off. Like, so there's a lot that is commendable about the track. So hats off to him. I got respect for the dude, but I'm a down this hill of, hey man, don't be out here talking that smack like that, bro. Like if you ain't trying to participate in this other part of the culture, because it is part of the culture, just you know what I mean, a little less slick talking the rhymes, like you want something that you really don't want, especially if it's gonna come from other juggernauts who are equipped for it, right? Like last thing I'll say, there was a conversation early on when this battle started where a lot of people tried to make that argument for Drake, give him props for like handling like 20 people at once, and try to make like that was an accomplishment. And I just had this conversation with my students recently, and I was like, bro, it wasn't impressive to me. And they were like, how you figure, man? Who else can handle blah, blah, blah? I was like, I'm not saying he's not handling it, but it says more about the fact that they don't respect him. You don't like, so they were talking about like the whole fact that so many rappers were coming at Drake at the same time. And Drake, you know, when he wasn't very focused in the beginning, he's making tracks. Like he's talking about everybody. Like he'll give somebody a verse or a couple lines, but he's doing the Jay-Z thing, right? Okay. You know, but not as well as you know, Takeover's next level. You know what I mean? And I mean, sure, I could see why someone would think that's commendable, right? But I think the larger thing that was missed on a lot of folks is like people weren't just coming at this dude because he's the top guy, right? People were coming at this dude because they don't respect him.
Yeah.
And so
when you got Donald Glover making diss tracks about you, dog. Well, no, his was kind of old. Mm-hmm. It was somebody else that's kind of like Donald Glover, or was it Donald Glover that just made a?
Yeah, Donald Glover was coming for him at one point.
Yeah. Somebody else that was kind of in that lane of like the nice guys did a joint too.
Mm-hmm. Well, it sounds to add to what Sherm just said about the battle scene. It sounds like he briefly went into his let Nas down mindset. Yeah, 100%. You know.
I don't want
Happy Moji, what up, sis?
Mad at me, so I'm just going to apologize. Like, dog, hip hoppers aren't mad at you, bro.
Yeah, man. Yo, hey, that what going to Island. Yeah, I think, but yeah, just you know, that whole point of like the lack of respect, like really kind of led to a lot of what we saw with him. And the reason why I brought that up is like, yo, there are a lot of people of note and people who are smaller acts that like, sure, the fans might not largely know who they are, but a lot of your favorite rappers, when you're crapping on some of these smaller rappers, like, oh, nobody cares about them, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, your favorite rapper whose poster is on your wall or whose song you play 5-10 times a day, they care about them because behind the scenes, they pay these people to consult when they're working on albums or writing songs. So we can stop this whole like who we should or shouldn't care about because of how popular they are. Because the fact of the matter is most of your favorite artists are inspired by artists you've never heard of, right? So like, you know, keep that in mind when we talk about there are people who may not have the hits that Drake and Kendrick have and stuff like that, but have been out here also inviting the smoke, right? Inviting the smoke. And no one has ever been like, yeah, let me go poke the bear, right? How many diss tracks do we have out here for Black Thought? Ever, right? How many
There's
people?
one.
There's one, right?
one.
Yeah. What was it?
Was it
Them and the
Big?
Fugees. Oh yeah, that's
Big,
right. And they had Big had the issue with them too, right? But look at the caliber of of who had the issue, right? Like, but even then, how long is the Roots career? Like, bro, we talking about 30 years now, right? Because they've been out here since the 90s.
Not a nair nutter.
Yeah, so
Ever in life said, come get me thought.
yeah. So yeah, and I think that's important to understand that. Like, and I just gave one reference, but bro, I can do this all day. Like, I'm a rapper's rapper. I know.
You can't even say LL.
Yeah, I mean,
ain't but a handful of dudes
Yeah.
came for LL, and
When
the
you-
last one let everybody know, like, oh, okay, time to leave this guy alone.
yeah. I mean, yo, when you think, because L's been in a ton of battles, right? But when you think about how long his career is and how small the number of people that have come for him.
And well, then
is.
remember, the people that came for him, that was early in his career.
Yeah.
Like at the beginning.
Yeah.
Until they found out, like, oh, he's him.
He
He's
is him. Man,
And they
yeah.
said, all right, well, let's let him rap about the chicks and let him
Yeah,
be on his merry
yo,
way.
let this dude get his bag. And I mean, yo, if you ever slept on, I mean, I don't care how you feel about M, but like if you ever slept on LL, like, and you heard that track with him and M, man, yo, get that dude. And I ain't even saying you gotta like it. I'm just talking about, I don't care how you feel about the beat, right? Because you're gonna bring up all this stuff. It's important to always remind folks, all due respect to Marcus D and other producers that are here. But when we talk about the genre of rap music, remember rap comes first, right? So like the beat is always important, of course, right? We're paying attention to the rhythm, and of course, if the beat is good, it's gonna determine how much we listen to it. But I low key, not even low key, high key blame our lack of focus on like you know, the importance of lyrics, right? And at some point, whatever point we got to, where the vibe and the instrumental like became more important than what was being said, what the subject matter was, how the person sounded, all of these things, that plays a role in the decline in like people spitting, right? Like the moment we started getting mediocre rappers passes because they had great production, bro, you absolutely contributed to the problem. You know what I'm saying? And so I get it. People like what they like, but yo, you got to acknowledge the role that plays in there. Because I've heard people say a ton of times that they don't even know what certain songs are about. They don't even know what it's about. And then you wonder why certain messages, certain imagery, certain things get pushed or whatever. And like, yo, hey,
You're not paying attention.
not paying attention. I'll never forget when I was in New York and watched That's Just My Baby, or listened to my My Baby
God.
Daddy beat Godfather by Part 3 by Mobb Deep, bro. In New York, that happened. Okay, on a New York radio station.
Godfather Part 3 with That's Just My Baby Daddy. Over
Battle of the Beats on New York Hot 97 radio. And That's Just My Baby Daddy won. In New York, it got more votes. And and some of y'all probably heard this. You know, I'm a man of a certain age, so I tell the same stories a lot. But a lot of people said in that joint, like, yo, I know it's bad, but I like it. That was their actual response. In other words, the vibe of it, the party atmosphere, all of these other things, because it wasn't a traditional rap joint. It's from, like, these dudes probably don't see themselves as rappers. Hey, Sherm got to make moves.
Check out, people.
Love you, bro.
Good seeing you. Love you too, man. Good seeing well, not seeing everybody. But
Right.
good being here for everybody to see, I guess. Y'all be safe. Keep tuning in. Hey, one more thing, let me plug. If you haven't checked out, my brothers have a rap group called Chef's Kitchen. They are on YouTube. They're on all streaming platforms. Check them out. They're dope. I don't know if anybody here has checked them out yet. I think, well, early may have, but if you haven't, Chef's Kitchen, SHEFFS Kitchen, and yeah, let me know what you think.
Yes, indeed.
Peace, y'all.
All right, bro. Be safe,
Enjoy
man.
the show. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Man. I'll text you when I make it in.
All right, brother.
We'll have to make space to do this again, man.
Yeah, man.
Awesome.
Come through,
Felt
man.
good, man.
All right, bro. Get home safe, man. All right, yeah, but yeah, man. Let me know what y'all think, you know, in the comments or the chat or whatever, how y'all are feeling about the joint. Just you know, my thoughts, man. I know we were all over the place just now, but always good to have Sherm come through. Definitely check out his brothers. Name of the group is Chef's Kitchen. Yeah, man. Got some dope music on all streaming platforms. All right, let's get into Do you like TV Girl? I have no idea who TV Girl is, but I will check it out. Let me connect this thing right now. So put this stuff on the screen. Love when people have time to come by. Yeah, man, it's always dope to have people on the show and stuff, whether they can come in person or just hop on the joint. But I'm gonna put this up on the screen next. All right, so while I got y'all here, a lot of stuff to cover, to give y'all a heads up on. Oh, the Sherm rap. That's a great question. Let's put that up there. Let me answer that real quick. The Sherm rap. Sherm actually has rhymed before, but he is not a rapper. He's a professional barber. He has been, I'd like to call him a music nerd. He's been a dude that like arguably like has listened to more music than most people I know. I feel like in another life, he would make a great A&R. He would have made a great A&R because this dude, he's always kind of been able. This dude put me on the Amy Winehouse probably a good 3-4 years before she really blew up, right? But the amount of times where Sherm has done that and been right, like where like he's called it years before like artists, and I'm not just talking about like he found them when they were indie, making really good stuff where very little people knew about them. Would put me on and really was going out of his way to be like, yo, this one here though, this one's special. Watch for this one. And the few times in our life where he's done that, where he's really, really kind of caped for certain artists and stuff, man, that dude has been right more times than not. So shout out to Sherm, man. But yeah, man, one of my oldest friends, we go back 5th grade, you know what I mean? But let's keep it moving. I'm gonna throw this up here in a sec. Let's get this background. We're going to switch how it looks and Shazam. Boom. So a couple quick things before we get back into more questions. So first things first, for those who didn't know, my Discord is live. So make sure that you go ahead and join. I'm just showing you real quick like what it looks like. I mean, of course, that's what it looked like if people got the invite. But yeah, man, the link is in the description of the video right here on YouTube. So be sure to join the conversation. You can share what you're listening to, talk about what you got going on for your day, ask whatever questions you got, get notified when certain things are happening, etc., etc. So be sure to check that out. Let's go to the comments real quick. Joshua says, would love to see heavy hitters like Lupe and Kendrick and Cole. Thought them just could go at it and would have a blast. Yeah, man, there's always a way to kind of do the battle thing in a fun way. I think for those of you who've never heard of it, I know Lupe knows about it, but one of the best things that I've ever seen come out of like New York, like in terms of hip hop or rap music in particular, is something called End of the Week, EOW. Shout out to all the homies. Rest in peace to the homie Vice. Yeah, man, shout out to Prolific One. Shout out to Nunzio. Shout out to Zoo. Rest in peace, Majesty. Shout out to all of them, man. But I will tell people all the time, and you don't just have to be in New York to know about End of the Week. They're actually all over the world. They have chapters in multiple countries. And what they've done is take like emceeing, and they packaged it in a way where at the live performance, rather than a straight up rap battle where it was just like, yo, you trying to prove you're better than the guy next to you by dissing them and saying disrespectful stuff. What they did was they created the MC challenge. And so they had multiple rounds. So they had one round where it's your best written verse over a random beat. You don't get to decide the beat. The DJ plays a beat, and then you would do a random written. Then there'd be another round where they do like beat juggling. So the DJ would play beats that had different tempos, sometimes different time signatures, and you had to freestyle over whatever they played. Then they did a cypher round where they usually have a 3-host format, and you'd have to do a cypher trading like I think 4 to 8 bars with multiple MCs over a beat that you don't know that's coming. So you do that in a round. Then they would have a round. I think they used to have an a cappella round, and then they had what was it? They had like this one round where you had to put your hand in a bag, without looking, and then pull an item from the bag, and whatever you pulled out of the bag, you had to freestyle about it, and you had to pull at least 5 items within a certain period of time. And hands down, man, hands down, one of the best like competitions around MCing that I've ever seen. And it's just like, man, you get to see all of these different things that make rappers great, like their ability to kind of think on the fly, just adjust in the moment, their freestyle ability, their written ability, their ability to perform with other people without knowing what they were going to do, being able to freestyle in the moment, but also build like some type of chemistry with these folks on the fly. And then being able to adapt to whatever production is thrown in front of you and still give a great performance. So, man, shout out to them. It's hands down one of the best things. So if I wanted to see all of those MCs you mentioned in a joint, I would want to see that. You know what I mean? Because that is one of the great like ways to level the playing field. Because all of the dudes that you listed down there are nice. But the funny thing is, because of what those different rounds look like, I could tell you straight up, like, while I think some people would be like, yeah, Lupe come out on top for this whole thing, or Thought would come out on top for this whole thing. Something like the beat juggling round, I see somebody like Cole probably doing better in that, more so than Lupe and Thought. You know what I mean? While I see Thought like destroying rounds like Grab Bag or like the whole cipher with multiple MCs, because he does that all the time already. So yeah, man, I again, if you're not familiar with End of the Week, definitely look them up, see if you can find clips online. Some legendary rappers have come through there over the years, including Lupe. He's very familiar with them, you know. But yeah, man, all right, go to these other comments. Sword sharpening at its finest, absolutely. Peace, what's going on, fam? Good to see you up in here. Marcus, what up? Frank Goita says, sup, y'all? A little late, can't stay long. All good, man. We're happy to have you here. Laris, peace, welcome, welcome. Can I do a backflip? I cannot. Happy Mochi asks, I like the idea of the bag and pulling out an item. You thought about doing that at a convention or something? So yeah, there's an idea I've had for a convention for quite some time that I want to do, but rather than bringing it to a convention, I think there needs to be a certain type of convention put together to encompass those type of things. Because I don't have an NDA for everyone to sign, I'm gonna stop right there. But but yeah, man. Yeah, sis, I've definitely thought about different ways and what that could look like. Do I know about Apollo Brown? Of course. I've released music on the same label at some point. Never got to hear your opinion on Lupe Samurai. What did you think? I love it. I thought it was super dope. I thought the concept was interesting. I didn't know about the concept until after I listened, so I went back and listened and heard some of the concept. I think it's dope, whether or not like with or without the concept. But I am a person who kind of like my friend Mozzie says this. I don't feel like sometimes I'm a person that, you know, the story shouldn't be better than the art. And I'm not saying his concept is better than the actual work itself. But I mean, it wasn't super obvious to me. I mean, I think, which is why the project is really dope. Like, I think it works whether you know the concept or not. I think it's a dope body of work. But like, even when I went back and listened to it, knowing the concept, it didn't make it overall that much better to me. I was just like, oh, that's cool. And then I listened and I was like, oh, okay. And then of course you watch a breakdown video or two and blah, blah, blah. And it's cool, but it didn't for me, with or without the concept, I mostly feel the same way about it. Like it's a solid body of work. I think it's Lupe doing what Lupe does and at a high level. So it's dope. Thoughts on Alchemist? Yeah, man, Alchemist is dope. He's been one of the dopest producers for a long time, man. Definitely a fan of his work and stuff. More of a fan of his production than his rapping, but his rapping ain't bad. It's just, you know, like there's other artists who I'd rather hear those artists sometimes spitting on his stuff than him. You know what I mean? No slight at him. It's just, just being honest. Sherm raps, but only when Mercury is in retrograde and and yo, my God, yo. Hey man, hey, focus on driving, bro. Be safe. Did you ever perform at King's Theater in Brooklyn? I don't know if I've ever performed there. I'm gonna say no, just because that's not ringing any bells, but I've performed all over Brooklyn before. Since you're on Marcus D's album, is that a Bop Alloy track? I would say yes, but Marcus D did not list Bop Alloy on there. You know what I mean? But I would say anytime me and Marcus are together, it's a Bop Alloy track. Where's spell check? All right, let's keep it pushing. But again, one more thing, Discord is live. Make sure you join the Discord. Jump in the conversation, ask some questions. Let's get everybody over there so we can keep it going. Do I know Clario? I do not. All right. Next slide. Bang. A friendly reminder that Sam Academy is still going for those of you who are recording artists, producers, or work with recording artists or producers. But you don't have to be a recording artist or MC or vocalist or producer to want to attend this next class, which is both in person and online. Our next class in person is happening the first Thursday in November. I believe that is November 7th. I think that is. I'll confirm in a second. But our last class for Sam Academy is happening the first Thursday in November at Crescendo Studios, and that is in Falls Church, Virginia. Our last class will be focused on grant writing, right? So if you are an artist, any kind of artist, whether you make music or visual art, if you're an artist interested in grant opportunities, or even if you're somebody who works for an organization that's interested in learning more about grant opportunities, this final class that we're doing is taught by Rochelle Etienne Robinson, my wife and business partner, who's a former grants manager for Arts Fairfax, currently getting her master's in arts administration. She has a lot of experience with grants, and we as an organization, our company, Substantial Art and Music, we've helped many people apply for grants and successfully secure grants. So if you want to learn more about that, go over to crescendostudiosva.com/Sam-Academy. You can go to the bio site link in the description to get more info, but yeah, definitely sign up for that. And remember that we also do classes online. So if you can't attend in person, you can pay for tickets online, and then you can schedule an online class with us as well. All right. And rather than pre-recording it, it would be a live class. So you can ask questions as you think of them. All right. Let's see. So after that, let me confirm that date real quick, because I know I didn't sound very sure. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was right. So yeah, November 7th, Crescendo Studios, VA. All right, keep it pushing. Once again, in case y'all missed it, I know you saw in the description, not just the description, correction. You probably saw in the thumbnail, there you go. In the thumbnail of this video, you probably saw something that said for your Grammy consideration. And so what I was referring to is the fact that this album here that I did most of the production on, called To Make an Island of a Street Corner, is out right now. And currently we successfully were able to get this on the ballot to be for best spoken word poetry album. So again, if you have not heard this record and you're a fan of not just me, the rapper, you're a fan of me as a producer, highly recommend you check this out. Most of the production on this project was done by me, has additional production from AJ Rios, as well as my boy composer Mason Lieberman, who's done work on Star Wars Visions and many other things. But he composed a track on here as well. Also features live instrumentation by the homie Lizzie Blue and also the homie Jonathan Smalls, and features Miss Stephanie Gale is on the last track of the project. So highly recommend that you check it out. I'm bring this other image up on the screen because while not all of y'all are, I know everybody here isn't necessarily a member of the Recording Academy, but for those of you who might be, or those of you who are watching this later, who are a part of the Academy, please consider voting for the project. Correction, I can't tell you that. Please give it a listen. Please give it a listen and consider it for best spoken word poetry album to make an island of a street corner. It's out right now. Link in the description of the video. Mixed and mastered by the homie Tone Deaf. It's from Ana Caona Rocio Milagro. This weekend or today, you will see a clip from her recent interview with Rochelle, where they talk about how the album was produced and the technique I used to produce it. So definitely check it out. All right. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. What do you think about skate culture? Honestly, I'm not super involved like that, so I don't really have, I think, an opinion on it that really matters. I used to skateboard when I was younger. Was heavy in the skateboarding like my younger years, and when I say younger years, I'm not even talking about my teen years. Like I was doing tricks and stuff when I was still like elementary school, like late elementary school years. But I just lived in a community where it's like we didn't have skate parks, and there weren't a ton of people who were skateboarding past a certain age. And yeah, it just the area I lived in wasn't conducive to being into that. And my mom, because of the type of hours she worked, didn't have time to take me to the best places for me to skate. So eventually I just kind of moved on. I was kind of into like bike riding real heavy as well. Like around that time, was doing tricks and all of that. But then also it just kind of like, I want to say by the time I got to like middle school and high school, I kind of moved on more so to the music side of things and the visual art side of things. And that kept me inside a lot more. So yeah. But shout out to those of you who do skate. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, I don't know what else I got on the joint. I think that's most of what I got for y'all today. Okay. Got another question asking about Tyler, the Creator. Oh, Tyler's dope. I don't love everything Tyler does, but I definitely am a fan of a lot of his work, So shout out to Tyler, the Creator. Before I get out of here, a couple quick reminders. Thank y'all for watching per usual. If you got any other questions you can ask before you go, before I go, but I wanted to give y'all a heads up to those of you who want to support the channel, help me sustain doing this, help me update equipment. As you can see, different mic stand up here. You can do so by donating via the Super Chat, Cash App, Venmo, all that good stuff. Also PayPal. You know what I mean? It is greatly appreciated. Never mandatory, but always appreciated. And what else is coming up? There was something. Oh, yeah. Before I get out of here, too, wanted to remind y'all, man, shout out to the homie Javier Starks. He's been in the studio a lot in the last month or two, working on his EP with Marcus D. Marcus D's producing all the beats. Javier's doing all the rhyming. It's a project that's themed. The theme of it deals with the character Echo from the TV show Arcane. If you've ever looked at that character Echo and the fact that he's a board rider and looked at the homie Javier, if Javier's hair was white, he would literally look like Echo. But yeah, man, so we had this concept for a while, and he loves the show. And so he's wrote this whole project, this whole EP that is themed after Echo's experience in the show Arcane, and just kind of in that world. And Marcus D did all the beats. So definitely excited for y'all to hear that. Y'all won't have to wait super long to hear that. It's going to be out before the year's over. The Cash App is slightly different, right? So it's hold on, put it back up there. The Cash App is right there. $ sub art and music. It used to be like sub art and music with the S as a $, but it's changed since then. So just make sure you keep that in mind. But thank you so much, man, in advance for supporting. Trying to think. Other than that, I think that's it, y'all. I gotta get out of here, man. I got a ton to do. Got to finish getting this studio back in order. Got to follow up with the homie J Soul. You know what I mean? So on and so forth. But yo, man, y'all have an amazing weekend. Be sure to pick up some merch from the store if you haven't already. Links in the description of the video. Y'all have a great weekend. Question came through. Are you going to New York Comic Con? No, I will not be at New York Comic Con. I've actually never went. But yeah, man, it's on the list of joints I want to check out for sure. I've been to the Javits for like Anime NYC. I've been to Anime NYC a lot more, but I haven't gone to Comic Con in New York yet. Peace, Sal. Take care, man. Everybody in the chat, y'all take it easy. I'm out of here. Y'all be well. Let me make sure something else is set up before. Yeah. All right. On that note, man, y'all take care. I'll see you soon. Talk to you sooner. Peace, peace, peace.